Hello and welcome to Vegetarian in Japan. I figured I should start by introducing a Japanese kitchen and what the differences are between what I have here and what I am used to having back home. I got pretty lucky actually. You can see it's quite a large kitchen for a Japanese home. Of course it opens into the living space and dining area. And since it's just me, I don't have really a formal dining area. So anyway, let's start. So rice cooker. I actually bought this one on my own. There was not one left for me. But I highly recommend getting one. And this one has a feature where you can set the time that you want it to be done. And I actually cook genmai or brown rice. And there's a little kanji. I might be wrong. I know that's mai, but maybe it's that one or maybe it's that one. But I just push this button and it cooks brown rice. Or I can push any button and it's going to cook it just fine. There's also a feature for quick cook, which is very handy. So if you're in a hurry, and I honestly don't know what the difference is and why one would take longer than the other. But it does come out just a little bit more al dente, I should say. So, for the really picky Japanese rice fans, you probably wouldn't want to use that. It wouldn't give you the best texture and everything. So rice is taken very seriously here, except if it's brown rice, and no one likes it. So anyway, I don't have to get too picky, and of course brown rice is going to be more al dente or firm anyway, just because it's the full grain. So it doesn't really bother me so much. If I can chew it, it's fine. But it does come out great actually, so no worries there. Microwave. Now, some microwaves here have an oven feature. Well, this one is just an old school microwave. I mean, it is new, but you turn this knob, and it's a knob. Like, it just stays on. It's not like the start button, a lot of us are used to. Toaster oven with a broken handle. So this is where I can obviously toast, but cook. There's even tempura. I think even the small take and bake pizzas, as long as it's small enough to go in there. I haven't tried it yet. I will one of these days. There's the range, just 2 burners obviously, and then the little broiler. This is where you put fish, and fish only. Like, nothing else goes in here. And if you want to cook anything else, like oven style, you put in the toaster oven. So I have not used this yet. I will though. I have propane. Some people will have natural gas, which is hooked up to the city, but this is propane, and it's very interesting. Like, it's an electric start, but sometimes it's old, right? So you have to hit it a few times, and it'll stay on by itself, and then you adjust the flame. It burns really hot for whatever reason, so it's difficult to simmer things. But it's what I have, so I deal with it. And then we have some sauces, cooking oil, sesame oil. Honestly, not even sure. Soy sauce. A lot of this was left for me. And then these are all Italian seasonings: rosemary, thyme, basil, parsley, oregano, and then these are 2 hot spices. And then this is cooking sake, which is used quite often. This is another vegetable sauce. I mean, honestly, anything that's brown is gonna be just another source of salt. So it's gonna make food taste good, but it's not necessarily gonna be the best for you. In moderation, it's good. Soy sauce is easy to keep in moderation. Olive oil, as the name describes. Salt, just basic salt. I'd like to get some sea salt, but I haven't yet figured out which one. And then garlic, granulated garlic, and of course my cherished pepper grinder. Now, a word on garlic. For whatever reason, it's expensive here. Like 200 yen for 1 clove. So that's a lot. Like $2 US for a clove, and they pretty much give it away back home. So I do have that as a supplement. I have not yet used fresh garlic. I've only been here, a very short time. But I will just get into that. And I don't know about garlic presses, but you can just slice it up and chop it or whatever. Onion. You see a lot of onions hanging from people's homes, like outside, just tons of them. So there must be a very common thing grown here. Well, of course, they're easy to grow, but I just buy mine. this thing, yeah, it's banana. Sorry. Towel, another light, of course cupboards up there, exhaust fan, 2 speeds, and a light. It wasn't working at first, but now it seems to be doing just fine. So pretty straightforward. I mean, you just hit the buttons until something happens, and you know, there's only a couple things that can possibly happen. My sink, this I just did a little bit of dishes here, and I bought this little cup to put, you know, utensils and stuff in, and then this little mat down here, and some more light, to put the draining dishes on. Because there's really not enough counter space to have a whole rack over here. And my sink is huge, so there's plenty of room for all that. The little rubbish bin with the net. This net is key. It keeps all the little bits from getting into the drain. And the drain, why that's so important, oh, I just messed that up, is, see in there, that's not a garbage disposal. It's like a big basket kind of thing. And what it does, it like traps the water, and there's sediment that kind of gets caught in here. So they don't want any food matter going into the drain. I don't exactly know why, but that's the purpose of this, to catch sediments and food stuff. So you have this basket that goes in there first to catch the big chunks, and then you put a net in there to get the small stuff. And then you would just buy these nets at the Hyakuen, or the dollar store, if you will, the 100 yen store, and it's very descriptive. You know, round, triangle, very easy. Utensils, I have a couple set of chopsticks I used to cook with, and then this is unorganized, sorry, I have not yet been able to get a organizing tray, but you know, I do use spatulas and, you know, the normal Western style stuff, and then there's some spoons for cereal and forks and stuff, and also spoon for curry. And then here's the key. These are what makes or breaks a kitchen. A good set of knives. Now, these are Cutco knives. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that brand. I got kind of roped into selling these, as many of us did during university. And one benefit, though, is I got a great set of knives. This is a table knife. It's not a serrated edge, it's actually a double D edge, not to be confused with bra size. Yeah, it's very hard to focus on that, but anyway, it can be resharpened. Let's just leave it at that. So that can be resharpened, as opposed to a serrated edge, which cannot be resharpened. This is hard to do with one hand. Okay, so this is just a big carving knife, right, for what you would think of Thanksgiving turkey dinner, but also very rough vegetables and things like that. The all-around awesome tool here, the chef's knife, and this thing is absolutely sharp. I had it sent off. I have all these sent off before I came here to get sharpened, and they do this for free. Cutco is awesome. So any company you get a knife or knife set from, make sure they sharpen for life. Like this doesn't matter. In fact, they replaced this for whatever reason. I guess it was too dull or too worn down to sharpen properly. So they just gave me a new one. No questions asked. They didn't even tell me. They just sent a new one. So that's great. And then they have like a proprietary thing, spatula spreader. So it's just a blunt, well, it's a very thin edge. So you can like bend it and scoop stuff, spread peanut butter or any kind of spreads, mayonnaise. And then it's got the double D edge on the other side for cutting things if you need to, like slicing vegetables or slicing tomatoes. And then here's a smaller double D edge knife. There is a name for that one, but it escapes me at the moment. And then, of course, a paring knife. So, at a minimum, you need a paring knife, a serrated blade, or double D, whatever brand, you know. Either side, you know, you can get by with anything. But so, at a minimum, this is what you need. A chef's knife, absolutely need one of those. But these three here will get you through anything you need to get through. Anyway, that's all the time I have for now, so we'll see you soon.